Sometimes I wonder why I even bother jumping into multiplayer anymore. iRacing is supposed to be this clean, disciplined, almost sacred space for racing, but half the time it feels like a demolition derby run by people who think the brake pedal is optional. You try to run a proper line, you try to give space, and then, boom, someone loses control for the 5th time in 10 minutes and takes you with them. And after a while, it stops being frustrating and just becomes exhausting. You start asking yourself, why am I letting other people ruin something I actually love? So today, I'm doing the unthinkable. I'm stepping away from the chaos, the dive bombs, the "sorry bro, my bad" messages, and I'm racing against AI. Yeah, AI. The bots. And honestly, sometimes they give me cleaner, smarter, more respectful racing than half the drivers online. They don't rage, they don't quit, they don't send it from 3 car lengths back because they saw a gap that only existed in their imagination. This is a break, a reset, a reminder of what racing can feel like when the only thing you're fighting is the track, the car, and your own limits. So buckle up. Let's enjoy some actual racing for once. It was a big field of 30 cars, so qualifying 12th wasn't bad at all. But it also meant the AI had strong pace. The real question was, could they maintain that qualifying speed over a full race? Let's find out. The 15-minute race gets underway. The whole field stacks up into turn 1. But somehow everyone survives the opening corner. We hang on to our position for the moment. I fought to keep pace with the group ahead, waiting for the moment to strike and begin making moves. Drafting down the main straight was my best opportunity to set up an overtake into turn 1 under braking. The field had settled into a single file, and the only real passing opportunity was under braking into turn 1, so I had to plan my attack carefully. I soon realized I had a clear advantage out of the final corner, and that momentum became my gateway to carving through the field as the race unfolded. The car feels great right now. Time to focus and stay consistently fast, so I can keep making moves. My plan was to work my way through the field, car by car, using the same move under braking into turn 1. Hopefully there was enough time to make it happen. At this point in the race, I realized I might actually have a chance to catch the leading cars ahead and maybe even fight for a podium or a win. The plan was clicking, lap after lap. I kept making passes and moving forward. At times, I wasn't in a good enough position to make a move, so I had to stay patient and wait for another opportunity. With that move, we pick up not one, but 2 positions. We were about halfway through the race, and there was no room for mistakes. I had to keep pushing and gain as many positions as possible. My opponents up ahead were fighting for position, which slowed them down. I could use that to my advantage and reel them in. Of course, my opponents weren't always willing to give up their position, at least not without a fight. This time, we managed to pull off the move and climb to P4. By this point, the leader had pulled far enough ahead that I couldn't even see his car anymore. But with P3 and P2 right in front of me, the fight for a podium was still very much alive. The car in front was running P3, and he was doing everything he could to defend the spot. We ran side by side for a while, but I chose to lift before the fast right-hander. I could always try another move after the main straight. I dive to the inside under braking for turn 1, make the move stick, and we're up to P3, onto the podium. We're getting close to the end of the race, and P2 is right ahead. I was just hoping there'd be enough time to make it happen. starting the last lap. I had P2 just ahead, but the only way to get by would be in a sketchy part of the track where overtakes almost never happen. Into turn 6, I had the inside line. I saw a gap and I sent it. We had a little bit of contact as I slipped by, but we both kept going. I crossed the line in P2, and honestly, I'll take that. It was a fun race against the bots. Hey, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. That keeps me motivated to do more content. See you on the next one.